ಈ ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ವಿಚಾರ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ಈ ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಮೈಂಡನ್ನು ನೀವು ಜಾಗೃತಗೊಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, the rest of the mind is okay, no problem. But you have to increase the intuitive mind. And to increase the intuitive mind, first thing is you have to believe in yourself, which I have told already. And number two is you have to have faith in yourself. So when you believe in yourself, when you have faith in yourself, then the third thing is you will understand that the confidence level also increases. Once the confidence level increases, then you will start looking at the avenues where you think you have faltering or where you think you have already faltered. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ತಪ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆ ಪ್ರೇರಣಾ ಮೆದುಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಕೊರತೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಿ, ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ we are all entitled to intuit. How come certain people are intuiting? How come most of the people are not intuiting? And if you look at the intuitive persons, then what happens is, when people intuit, they will understand what is the extent of the grace of God which they have entitled themselves into. ಪೂರ್ವಜನ್ಮ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎನಿ ಜನ್ಮ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ entitlement. You are entitled to intuit. Every human being is entitled to intuit. You don't know how to intuit. So what do we do? So, the cluttered mind should focus itself, bring all your cluttering area of your brain to come together, so that the breath is the fueling energy, and that fueling energy that takes it to the brain, to the right hand side of the brain. So what is the cluttering or the decluttering factor? In each one of you, the decluttering factor of yourself is that your right hand side of the brain cells are not being intuited or oxygenated properly. That means there is a lot of disarray in your brain. In shorter words, we can say there is a dysfunction in your brain cells. So ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೆದುಳಿನ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಪರಾಗಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ದಷ್ಟಪುಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಆದ್ಮಿಗೂ, ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ದಷ್ಟಪುಷ್ಟವಾಗಿರಬೇಕಾಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೆದುಳು ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ 10-15% ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು 10% ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ 10% ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನೇಟೆಡ್ ಬ್ಲಡ್ goes into your right hand side of the brain. ಸೊ ಆ 10% ಆ ಬ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಆದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, that much 10% of the right hand side of the brain becomes active. Today, almost all of us, right hand side of the brain is only 5%, which is in performing in full potential or with full potential. But the left hand side of the brain is almost performing or at its peak level to 90-95% of our left hand side of the brain. Wherein our right hand side of the brain is only 5% active. cognizing functions. So, our right hand side of the brain is dysfunctional in its full capacity. See, if you're looking at your brain, whole brain, 100% has to work. But the right hand side of the brain is only 5% active, motor skills and all that. But the left hand side of the brain is 95% active, and it is called as the cognition, recognition cells, which are all motor active, which are created, which are triggered by the spine, which reflexes and all that is triggered by the spine. So your left hand side of the brain is working cognitively. So are you able to understand the left hand side, the normal motor actions which is performed by all your cells which are active on the left hand side of the brain. So that means what happens, the left hand side of the brain is functional, which has created a kind of immune system to a normal plus and minuses of the brain which is on the left hand side. So the most of the left hand side of the brain is functional, but your right hand side of the brain is dysfunctional. Even though the brain requires oxygenated blood, both the sides, the left hand side, the left hemisphere or the right hand side hemisphere, but still oxygenated blood is there. But still the right hand side of the brain is dysfunctional because intuition is not up to the mark. Motor skills and highly scholarly skills are okay, but the ability to grasp has been reduced. That is why in a classroom there is only one blackboard, one teacher, okay? But the ability, we assimilate things with a particular teacher, with a particular function of the teacher is assimilated. But most of the time, most of what the teacher teaches us, it is not assimilated because for some hours mathematics may be pluses or mathematics may be minus. So cognition skills come down. That is why we say in a classroom, if there are 60 students, there is only one rank, first rank, second rank, third rank. It depends at that moment what is the kind of an examination you take, you cognize in your brain. And you find people are very intelligent as long as the intellectual level is being grasped by a student or as a teacher. If you are able to grasp things, then the grasping power increases. Wherein if you look at the right hand side of the brain, the grasping or the cognition skills are much more, comparatively, much more. For example, if you are able to cognize 5%, an intelligent person is able to cognize 80% and above. That is the reason the marks on the mark sheet, you find things improving or declining at different levels. Your ability to cognize and the ability to solve a problem. Whatever may be the problem, it need not be maths always. It can be anything. But the ability to solve at that point of time, the presence of mind which works in, the presence of mind predominantly triggers in the right hand side of the brain, wherein the normal motor skills, cognition skills are there on the left hand side of the brain. In case the exemplary cognition, the ability to grasp things quite nicely, that means the right hand side of the brain is able to understand things with better skills. Here better skills, I mean, is the clarity of the brain becomes distinctively extremely clear. That is the clarity of the brain. That means the right hand side of the brain, if there is clarity in your cells, that means your knowledge portion increases. At the same time, your intuitive skills is not important, your grasping skills are important. That is why you see many people can grasp a solution for a problem, or the ability to grasp a particular solution for a particular problem. Things go because the cognition power is more on the right hand side of the brain. So this is extremely important for most of you to understand. If you are not able to understand with clarity, that means your cognition skills are not okay. That is the reason we tell you and we teach you also, try to improve analytic skills. With analytical skills, the right hand side of the brain improves in its efficiency in leaps and bounds. So that is what is very required. Analytical skills, Sudoku, puzzles, all that will increase much more, because your level over a period of your lifetime, it has reduced. Because if you are above 45, then you should understand that your understanding of grasping skills have reduced drastically. You are not able to cognize even simple things. That is the reason even in today's world, even 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. People, students require a calculator. 2 plus 2 is equal to something what? 23 plus 23 is equal to what? 233 plus 233 is equal to what? 233 into 233 is what? They don't. Because the skills of the brain, mental skills have to be improved. The cognition of the brain segment or the brain cells have to improve drastically. That is why you see the older generation of all of us, they are very, very skillful, knowledgeable. As we progress or we decline in age, then automatically the declination is there, not the inclination. There we decline in mental skills. We are not able to grasp. The problem is not with the cells. The problem is that we are not able to listen and grasp things. First thing is, our listening skills are not there. Listening skills are there, but how we processes in the mind, it reduces. Some of us are mentally not capable to process information. So when the mental cells are okay, that means when you are able to do Sudoku and all that, that means your mental skills, the cognition power of the mind increases. I'm not talking about general knowledge. I'm talking about the mental analyzing skills, mental assimilation. That means your right hand side of the brain has to be charged. Okay? So that means you are not physically weak, but you are mentally weak. Physically weak is being different. Mentally weak is being different. Mentally weak means you are not able to grasp things. You are not able to understand simple things with clarity. That means your mental power is down. Your IQ is down. So what happens? If there is no cognition skills for you, you are not able to understand. You are looking at something, you are understanding something, your mind is processing something, some issue, something, and your mental skills are different. You are not coordinating with mind. That means your mental skills are down. You are not able to understand simple things. That means your cognition skill is down. That means your left-hand side of the brain is much more effective than the right-hand side of the brain. How far it is going to be effective, only you will know. If your left hand side is active, after the brain is active, or the right hand side of the brain is active or inactive, you will only come to know. You have to understand where and how you stand. So you very clearly understand where is the position where you stand to cognize anything. That is very important. Cognition is the right thing to understand things. You are not able to assimilate, you are not able to grasp simple things. That means your left hand side of the brain is working, but your right hand brain is not at all working. You are not able to process the information. How come you are not able to process? That means your mental cognition power is extremely low. Is extremely low. Your IQ is very low. We are not worried about IQ. We are worried about EQ. How fast you evolve. EQ is how fast you evolve. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎವಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್. ದ ಎವಾಲ್ವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪರಿವರ್ತನೆ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. In English, it is called as the evolving factor. IQ is different, EQ is different. After a stage, you don't process your IQ. You process your brain cells, what we call it as EQ. The EQ defines the clarity of your brain. How fast you can evolve and how quickly you are able to grasp certain things. Otherwise, you are in that same bracket going round and round and round. ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ಸುತ್ತಾ ಬರ್ತೀರ ಜನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. There is no evolvement. You are not able to grasp. So you have to look at your cognition skills. Are you able to hear properly? Are you able to see properly? Are you able to listen properly? Are you able to grasp things properly? Are you able to cognize properly? Are you able to recognize properly? Are you able to grasp things properly? Then finally, are you able to evolve properly? All these points come into your picture. How fast you can evolve. The faster you evolve, faster will be your understanding or grasping things. How fast are you able to grasp things? Otherwise, if you are not able to grasp, that means everything goes above your head. ನಂಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಯಿತು. Here I am in a position of a teacher and there you are in a position of a student. So what is the relationship between a teacher and a student? The relationship is to invoke that gray cells in your mind. I am not here to go on provoking you. I am here to invoke that intelligence inside you. I am not here to provoke. I am here to invoke. Okay? Simple thing. Invoke. Invocation. Prarambha Samarambha. So that was only a Prarambha Samarambhದ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. So that way you have to not provoke you, invoke you. So the whole point is that invocation. To invoke all your grey cells. So I just wanted to invoke you. Invocation. On how to invoke the intuitive part of you. Even though we have spoken about that 2 weeks, even though there was the first week, there was nothing called as intuition. I only introduced that word, intuition. Prerana Shakti. That's how I quoted Shakuntala Devi as the form of intuitional energy to make you understand what is intuition and how it is contaminated and controlled, how it spreads through that spark of knowledge. Intuitive knowledge is the spark for Shakuntala Devi. So that's what it is. So, for example, if you look at Albert Einstein, E is equal to mc square. The formula, E is equal to mc square. So 4 letters to square of that. E is equal to mc square. ಏನು E is equal to mc square? ಅದು ಸರಿ, E ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? Energy. Into square. Speed of light. It is measured in the speed of light. Into mass. E is equal to mc square. So that is what it is. So, this E is equal to mc square in 4 letters, without expanding it, it is formulated by Einstein, and that was counter-validated by Tesla. You can go on. Where do these people get this energy? They never had any kind of a spiritual culture. For them, hard work was their culture. And they believed in that hard work because they knew, if not today, tomorrow, if not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, if not day after tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. ಈ ಥರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಯಿತು? They had a strong belief and faith in themselves. What I'm trying to tell you is, if you have strong faith in yourself, and along with our Indian culture, traditional philosophical culture, if you can combine it with hard work, then I don't know how many Einsteins we can produce in this room. How many people we can produce like Einsteins, like Archimedes, in our room where we are right now sitting. If you understand grit and determination and the direction in which you have to go, then already by this time your willpower would have surmised, yes, I am going to be that guy who is going to create a sensation. So you have to create, in a good way, a sensation for this world. You should get that kind of an energy, sensational energy. To whom shall I rely upon? Or whom shall the word or the world rely upon? Any one of you. That is why we say, with this kind of willpower, grit and determination, you can go out and achieve things much more than what you understand with. So, you can go out and reach the world, because the world has not recognized you yet, because there is no sense of purpose in your statement, in the way you are behaving, the way you act, think and behave. There is no sense of purpose to the outer world. That means you have not yet showed your intention. In a guri eno, in a principle eno, there is no intention from you. So if you show your intention with your intent outside world, that means you will understand. So there is no clarity. There is no clarity in your purpose. There is no clarity in your vision. There is no clarity in the extent of knowledge you have. With this kind of a knowledge you have, still, because there is no hard work for you, So you find the purpose of the intent of the life is disseminated or dissipated. Because there is no intent in the life you are leading in this outside world. If you make your intent very clear in this inside world where we are staying, you can go out and make the world understand the intent with what you have come out. ಈ ಜಾಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಈಚೆಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ? ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಯೋದು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ? ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಇರೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜೀವನನ ಎತ್ತಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಎತ್ತಿನೇನತ್ತ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೆತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ what you think, what you act, and how you are going to see things in the future, in the outside world. You have to inscribe what you feel, what you say, and what you write convincingly. So that let that be as an inscription to the future generations to come. You prescribe that for the future generations of yourself and your children to come. That is how discoveries have been done, because of sheer willpower, grit, determination, and that three combined together will put the right kind of people, the right direction to people with that right drive and energy for them to go out and achieve. Unfortunately or fortunately, such kind of people have never inspired to you, because no such inscription was done for you to follow. That is why if you look at anybody who is spiritual or religious, you say he is only a guru or he is only a Swamiji. What can I get inspired? For what I should get inspired? And why should I get inspired? That is the laziness of you which is inscribed in you, because of lack of drive, lack of motivation, and lack of skills. There is no classroom anymore. This is a classroom for you. We inscribe and we go on engraving the principles of your life, so that these engraved kind of feelings in you will transfer through the blood and energy into your brain, so that all those brain cells may get charged with energy. And this constant bombardment of energy gives you mental clarity, and constant mental clarity is called as sadhana, and this sadhana will make you see to it that over a 10 lakh kind of a brain cells being activated, now it is 10 million plus cells being activated, because you get that self-belief, self-confidence, and you inscribe and proscribe that inscription inside you. You inscribe inside you, deep inside your heart. Instead of getting weaned away by money, power, and position, you are the inspiration for other people to give you or to give them that kind of zeal, zest, okay, and complete power of their self, so much and so forth that you are going to become a model or a role model example of your own life. That is how all these years all our elders have only taught us all these great saints, sages, or we have taught all the lifetime of all these inventors, discoveries, scientists, and kind of hard-working people. That is why we have got inspired either by hard-working people or people who have reached zenith called as success. So we have been placing them as a role model in our life, be it Vivekananda, be it Albert Einstein, or be it anybody who have done a great success and role. We have emulated their lives so successfully, and if we can go on doing that, that means we are almost, our brain cells are activated, and that is the reason we all get enlightened. There should be a direction in life. Not only sitting under a pupil tree, we are here to prescribe ourselves hard work, grit, and determination in our life. This is the whole point in our life. Age doesn't come into the picture at all. Today, don't think I'm already 50 plus, I'm already 60 plus, I'm already 30 plus. No. Dynamic drive should be your key factor. You should be filled with dynamism, grit, energy. Success is always for a hard-working person. When he believes in hard work, success will be his second name always. Be it spiritual, be it religious, or be it scientific, hard work is the only key way to success. It is not laziness. It is not anything else but increase in the life's clarity in your life. So make the relationships very good and everything will be good because you are only focusing on grit and determination. That is the hallmark of all of your life. Okay? It's very good. If you can do that, nothing like it. Okay? Good. You have to understand the intuitive part of your brain. I have still not touched the intuition part. So if you can touch the intuitive part by grouping all the left-hand side of the brain cells, then with your prana shakti, with kind of a principled living of how all the scientists, all the enlightened beings did. So, even a scientist, he may not be spiritual, he may not be religious, but a scientist has got only one direction, unidirectional energy. He knows how to harness the unidirectional energy. Then only we can talk about that extraordinary brain on the right hand side. And that cognitive energy on the right hand side of the brain in what we call it as in that asymmetrical part of the right hand side of the brain, asymmetrical, not symmetrical, asymmetrical, wherein the left hand side of the brain is symmetrical, cognition, recognition. wherein the right hand side of the brain is asymmetrical. So when there is an asymmetrical part of the brain, and that asymmetrical part of the brain is called as a functional brain in that sense of intuition. So I'm just trying to drive you home with clarity, with confidence. It is that asymmetrical part of the right hand side of the brain. So most of us, we don't use the asymmetrical part of the brain.
Guruji, is the asymmetrical part of the brain because of the lack of use? Why? Because it is 90% is used, we use most of the time is the left hand side, and only 5% or the less we use for the right hand side.
No.
Is that why it is asymmetrical?
No. We are ignorant of the power on the right hand side of the brain.
So it is asymmetrical, only because of ignorance.
Ignorance because of
lack of use.
Lack of use, lack of knowledge.
Lack of
basically.
knowledge.
Because how many intuitive persons we come across in this world? Have you ever seen an intuitive person?
All gurus.
Have you ever seen? Have you ever had? Have you ever seen Anuttapagata? Have you ever experienced an intuitive person?
On some occasions, I have, Guruji.
You have. How you have? And how did you able to cognize an intuitive person? You have seen, but you don't know whether that person you have seen is intuitive or cognizable.
No, I don't know about other people, Guruji, but what of some instances which I have experienced as intuition, only that I know. Yes. I cannot recognize it in people.
You cannot recognize, because everybody looks the same almost.
I cannot recognize it.
Yeah, everybody's speech is not the same. Go ahead, continue.
No, one thing Guruji said, intuitive mind is different from intuition.
Yeah, exactly.
So if Guruji can explain that.
It is the same thing. The ability to understand someone else tuition from within himself has to be understood by other person, and that other person should be able to intuit properly to that other person. Like if you look at just before lunch, before he broke in for lunch, before that she was telling about ಏನದು ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯಗೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಗುರು ಚರಿತ್ರ. I'm just looking at your cognition skills. ಗುರು ಚರಿತ್ರನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಅದೇನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರೇನು ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಿತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ he was able to intuit. ಅಲ್ವೇ? ಓಕೆ, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ.
So the ability of a person to evaluate the other person, whether he is being able to intuit and what you want that person to intuit. Because here when you said about the guru wanting to prove his prowess, that person is in the spiritual scriptures, reading of scriptures and chanting, he was able to transfer his powers to the other person and make that low caste person chant the scriptures.
Not transferring his powers alone, it is activating his Purva Janma powers, what he had gathered. So like Guruji, in the context of what Guruji said, that all of us have genes, which will also mean somewhere even in the Purva Janma, whatever punya we have done, it's all there in our cells. So that can be activated. In that context, I mentioned that the Guru helped him in activating his cells, wherein he had whatever he had learned in the previous janma, whatever he knew, that he was able to bring it out in the present janma. In fact, there is one more instance where the Guru's sister or somebody, I think, she will want to come and take blessings. So he will tell, no, now you'll go get married, you'll live for so many years, you'll suffer, and then you'll come back. So that is all intuition only. Basically telling that he can foresee what the future is. So
Gurus do that. Yeah. So, this particular incidents where the Purva Janma samskaras are blocked or hidden or remaining dormant is triggered and activated by the Guru's power or grace, the Guru's presence. So that is that is why I was always feeling that it is the grace alone which helps the power of intuition to develop.
No, it is not only the grace, it is going to be the receptiveness of another person's activity. Activity doesn't mean going towards some...
To keeping ourselves open to receive the grace.
Not only that, he is open to understand wisdom better with clarity. So that means you are able to receive with clarity the feelings and the mind and the psyche of a person gives you that kind of a power. Here there is gunpowder, and with this gunpowder you can go, ignite and blast. Blast means what? Not physically. Blast with knowledge. Here is a person who is able to receive this blast of knowledge from another person.
So Guruji, the sadhana that Guruji mentioned, grit, determination, hard work, perseverance, all these together, these are the qualities which can help a sadhak to attain that kind of a state of intuitive mind. So
equilibrium, that's okay.
Equilibrium.
Yeah. So that he will be able to receive each of them in equal parts at the right amount of time. And all that when he is able to receive everything with the right kind of time, with the right proportions of everything, Ichcha, Jnana and Kriya Shakti, then the Guru or Gurula, the other person, is able to see that here is one person where I can give all this grace and see to it that he carries it forward. Alva? Because he has got the cognitive sense, he has got the power to receive that energy. Alva? Continue.
Referring to the message that Guruji had sent us on WhatsApp,
right.
Guruji, the point that I understood was because of my knowledge of whatever the genetics that I had in school and college.
Correct.
The genes are made up of different glycoproteins or proteins bases, and they are pairing with the corresponding protein bases.
Correct.
Now, if there is any block in any of the protein bases, then there is whatever that faculty is supposed to develop doesn't develop.
Correct.
For example, if the speech is for something for a faulty or faltering speech, it is because of some one protein or one base which is not properly aligned. So for each expression of the body, mind and intellect, everything is the very important, the gene structure, the structural proteins which are extremely important. And if there is an impairment or if there is a fault in any of these protein bases, it reflects directly into the body, mind and the intellect. Now the only way it can be rectified, as Guruji said, it is only through the generation of that kind of a Guru's vibration. When we are in the energy field, because I remember during the Guru Gita sessions, Guruji had told us, if you are in the energy field of the Guru, your gene complete structure gets rectified, not only yours, but of your children and of your grandchildren also. So that automatically gets done only in the when we are in the vibration of that high energy field
Correct.
of the Guru.
Correct.
So that I understood as grace. So that grace is extremely
Perfect.
important. That itself is the sadhana that we are doing.
Exactly. So scientifically, it means all the genes are aligned in the right way,
In the right way.
so that there is no mismatching. Every gene is matched in accordance with our psyche. Our psyche is also compare ourselves with our forefathers, then our psyche is also in sync with my forefathers, with our forefathers. So no gene will go haywire unless and until there is a cross-pollination of genes. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದು ಇಂಟರ್ಕಾಸ್ಟಲ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದರೆ ದೆನ್ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಅಂದರೆ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಪಾಲಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಸಿ there is always, since there is a cross pollination in the genes, that is why either mentally they are supreme or mentally they are deficient. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಸೈಕಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, see there are already 256 gene elements. Okay, each gene has got a mind, and each mind consists with a cluster of cells itself. So each cell has a mind, and each mind has got so many ions, so many neutrons, so many protons, and everything has based on a protein based. For every energy to work, for every protein to work, the protein has to be substantiated or activated by a protein, and that protein is called as a synapse. Okay? ಸೊ ಆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸಿನಾಪ್ಸು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ದ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಬಾಡಿ, ನೆಕ್, ಆಲ್ ದ 256 cells under the guidance of a 256 kind of a gene, it should work in tandem. ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
Also, the Guruji had talked about the nerve structure.
Yes.
Each nerve has got an axon, a dendrite, and the filaments.
Correct.
And between two axons, there is a small gap.
Exactly.
And there is that impulse which is transmitted, the electrical impulse which is generated,
Yes.
is transmitted through that nerve cell.
Correct.
And there is that interstitial liquid
Correct.
through which that impulse is carried forward to the next cell.
That is also, liquid is also a kind of a cushioning factor. All the shocks
Are absorbed.
or absorbed systematically. If the shock is more, there is one problem. If the shock is less, the impulse is less, then one particular joint or something will go haywire. So sometimes if it is more, then the cell is regenerated much more than what it is necessary. When that cell is regenerated much more than what it is necessary, it is called as cancer. So that is how it is. Continue.
So the proper transmission of the impulses is
Right.
extremely important.
Exactly.
Because what Guruji is telling me,
Yes.
if that vibrations of sound
Yes.
hits the eardrum,
Right.
that eardrum breaks it into different segments.
Correct.
And as electrical impulses, so that sound energy is converted into electrical energy. Those electrical energy impulses are transmitted from the eardrum through the nerves
Correct.
to the coordinating center in the brain.
Correct.
From the brain, it is processed into
Right.
different signals
Right.
as pulse points, and these are then stored according to the whether it is a visual medium. Because when Guruji says something, supposing if Guruji says drum,
Right.
so immediately when the word hits the
Ear.
eardrum, the word drum is associated with a picture.
Right.
So both the picture and and the sound is recorded in the brain,
Correct.
and that forms the association. So
Right.
immediately I can see a picture as well as the sound
Correct.
of that drum, and
Right.
I associate it. So there's a
Right.
lot of complicated operations which are going on simultaneously in the
Right.
brain.
Right.
So all that is happening.
Right.
So that is that field of knowledge
Right.
from what has been acquired, which is
Right.
already present.
Right.
On top of that, all that input which is coming
Right.
is being processed by the brain.
Brain.
So that the entire process of the nerve, the stimulus, the impulse, and the electrical current transmitting from one place to another is all happening within a fraction, not even a fraction, within almost the very next moment.
Nanofraction.
Nanoseconds.
Yeah.
So that is the power of the nerves, which
Right.
is completely coordinating from the tip of the toe till the tip of the hair. So
Right.
that is going on continuously, non-stop, even as we are talking, as we are listening, as we are participating.
Correct.
There is so much of activity in the brain,
Correct.
which is why the brain requires much, much more oxygen and
Right.
the blood than any other part of the body.
Right.
Because it is that part which is the most important
Right.
center
Right.
for coordination, for perception, for cognition, for understanding, assimilation. There are so many functions of the brain.
Right.
It is only the brain which is completely coordinating with all the other organs in the body, sending the right amount of hormones to each
Right.
organ, maintaining the body temperature,
Right.
maintaining the sleep patterns, the day and night wakefulness. It is how much of hunger one is having,
Right.
how much of thirst, how much of
Right.
sleep. Everything is coordinated by the brain and sent
Right.
accordingly. So it
Right.
is that master computer which is there in the brain,
Right.
and master cell, as Guruji has told us before, is the pineal gland, the master cell in the pineal gland, which is controlling all the functions.
Correct.
So this is what I understood from Puja Guruji's message.
Right. Now you talk about this intuitive part of the brain. You have not yet understood intuition. With that base you start off. How can all of you improve the intuitive part of the brain? Because intuition is required so much at different levels depending upon our profession, depends upon our vritti dharma. As a housewife, for example, you require a certain part of intuition. And as a 40-year-old working in some industry, he requires some part of intuition. So, which part do you think is more important? You are not telling you to find the supreme analysis, no. I'm just trying to make others understand, you understand how others can cognize what is the intuitive part of yourself.
Just now, Puja Guruji, that it's very, very important that you state your purpose
Correct.
and your intent.
Correct.
Only when that is very clear in our
Right.
mind,
Right.
then we can focus all our energies in that particular direction.
Correct.
Otherwise, when there is no purpose, there is nothing.
Yeah.
It is just aimless doing sadhana. I mean,
Correct.
it is going in all different directions.
Yeah.
What we have to do
You
is
have to catch hold of it and push.
push or keep hitting the nail at the same point so that
Yeah.
it goes deeper and deeper.
Correct.
So the first is that we have to be very clear about a purpose and intent of what we are doing our sadhana for. Number
Correct.
2 is to have complete faith and confidence in our sadhana,
correct.
that this is the, and we state our sadhana, we state our intent
Right.
before doing the sadhana,
Correct.
and pray for divine grace,
Correct.
because that is the most important thing.
Correct.
And to be extremely humble, because as Guruji has told us, that ego comes in the way of
Correct.
our sadhana.
Correct.
So we have to be extremely humble and surrender everything.
Correct.
That Mother and Guru, I am doing this sadhana with your
Right.
grace.
Right.
Please bestow your grace on me so that I can do my sadhana in a much concentrated way, in a much more focused way,
And
to
in a
achieve
more calm way also.
in a very calm way, so that I can achieve what is my purpose, what is my
Correct.
intent.
Right.
And when I do my sadhana in this way,
Right.
I can also show the same intent and purpose
Right.
to the people around me,
Right.
and they understand the purpose and the intent of my sadhana, and they will cooperate, and they will also understand, and also their own life will have a meaning and a purpose.
Exactly.
So that is the way to be dynamic in our sadhana,
Right.
and achieve that kind of a motivation, enthusiasm, and zest for our sadhana in our
Right.
coming days.
Right.
And this will help in focusing our energies and
Right.
our prana shakti to attain all our spiritual goals.
Correct.
Om Jai Mata, Om Jai Gurudeva.
So this is the way you feel that intuitive part of the brain. This is the way you want to address the issue of the intuitive part of your brain, because you understand it is the intuitive part which you have to trigger to make you understand your consciousness. What is the point? Human consciousness is predominantly, it leans on towards the intuitional part of your brain. See, your intuition part of your brain is more active. If you are active, that means you are able to cognize and understand your five senses. The question mark is, if the power of seeing is there, then you are able to cognize the power of seeing, vision. If you see and understand the power of speech, that means you are able, if not eloquently, you are able to cognize eloquency. So the power of speech is there. Likewise, the power of cognition, not only the power of recognition, the power of cognition and the power to grasp things is there. That means when you have the power to cognize, when you cognize, you are able to recognize things better. Feeling of touch, feeling of sense, feeling of taste, tanmatrayadu. Adinitkondre, the power of cognition is better. It means all your cognitive skills are much better. You are able to grasp things. And when you have this ability to grasp things, even you understanding what it means, the ability to grasp things means these things has got that ability to go one step further for you to understand what is the base of intuition. The ability, cognitive skills, Allah, ability of tasting, the ability of feeling, touching, the ability of seeing, all the cognitive skills. This is the raw, basic cognition levels you will understand better. When you go to the base level, for example, till you pass, for example, if you are able to pass pre-university, that means then there are many courses where you can be able to go ahead in education. So once you cross PUC with that marks card, after PUC what? So you can go into medicine, you can go into engineering, and then there are a lot of skills where you can enhance your skills. That means you attain the eligibility to go and gather skills, what you like. You see? So, like that, the basic ability to touch, the ability to feel, the ability to see, all this is basically at an higher level. Higher means one notch above, one step above. Now you are at 0 level. In PUC, I would say you are at 0 level. I'm not talking about the other acharyas. I'm talking about this group of people who have come here to understand intuition. So on that basis, I'm teaching you people how, without the basic cognition sense, ability to grasp things mentally, morally, physically, forget spiritual, the ability to cognize things in that basic level. That means if you are able to cognize, if you are able to see some object or some animal which you are able to understand because it's an earlier experience. Okay, this looks like a dog, this looks like a cat, this looks like a pig, this looks like a bird. So all that previous knowledge of seeing those particular things you should see, you should have. So without this basically cognizing things, or suddenly if you find some creature which looks like a owl, which suddenly has a huge tail, it has a huge thing, then you'll say, oh, this is some weird object. I don't recognize this. So intuition is something very weird. So when you understand intuition, that means you have seen or something, or you are hearing something which you find it extremely weird. ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಗಿರೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಗೆ, ಬುದ್ಧಿಗೆ, ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಎಟ್ಕೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ. ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಎಟ್ಕೋತಕ್ಕದೇ ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ಇರೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ನೌ ಯು ಲುಕ್ ಎಟ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. Just what I have told now, you look at that. That is how all these acharyas were able to understand intuition, like what I told in the morning session. How was Shankaracharya able to go to such long distances? How? Because he was able to see the whole map in front of him. Visualize. He was able to visualize. So, if you are able to visualize what it is, you may be some other acharya. You need not follow the same pattern like Shankaracharya. You may be some other acharya. So, that means you have that intuitive skills. So, if you look at certain things which they have intuited so many things, if you look at all these intuitive saints, if you listen to Socrates, if you listen to Aristotle, if you listen to Plato, I'm not talking about the voice. If you look at all the sayings of Plato, if you are able to analyze Copernicus, if you are able to understand all those great scientists in the past, that means they have already intuited. Not only Shankaracharya. If you look at all the scientists of the yesteryears, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Galileo, if you look at all the scientists of the past, all those discoverers of the past, and all those discoveries of them still remain in vogue, still remain today in the present day. That means their theories were subjected to practice. It was not a theory alone, it was subjected to practice. Like that, Viveka Chudamani of Shankaracharya was practiced and was still being practiced today by all the other acharyas who are following the Shankara tradition. If you are looking at Ramanujacharya, you are following the tradition, because whatever they have said, and many people have followed, and they have followed that principle. What they have followed is not a saying. It is their following is because of their element of truth in a particular statement or not, or in a group of statements made by that particular philosopher or an acharya. Philosopher is a wrong word. An acharya is the right word. More so, better than an acharya, you can say an enlightened being. Enlightened being is the right, apt word. It is an enlightened being is a mass and a bundle of energy is used by that particular body, energy, mind and psyche. I am trying to explain to you as much as I can to the best of your mental capacity to grasp all these subtle things, because subtlety is what we call it as sukshma. The more refined you become, more subtle you will become. ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋ ಅಷ್ಟಷ್ಟು ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸೋತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅರ್ಹತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. You will get the eligibility to receive, sustain, contain and maintain this kind of a spiritual knowledge forever and ever and ever. That is the plus point of this disposition of this energy which sinks in with your psyche and with your soul power or with your energy. Then only the whole energy cycle is maintained, so that when the energy comes out, it is a huge void is being charged with this kind of an energy. You are able to assimilate, gather, disseminate this kind of a knowledge for you, because every human soul invariably becomes a disciple somewhere or the other. So what is a disciple? It is the assimilation of the principal focus and the intent, which is consolidated in you. Energy of the Guru, we call it as the Guru, which removes us from darkness to light, which conveys us from, which leads us from that ignorance to that bliss, which conveys us from having mental clarity and showing us how and what direction we should go, because that is that knowledge which acts in our Trikuti, in the wisdom of our eye. So it's like a headlamp owned by a miner when he goes into the mining part of his life. You have seen a miner, he holds a torch around his head. He goes on throwing light, because a miner is supposed to keep his hands free, to have all his instruments. That is why he fixes that light in front of his third eye. In the forehead, he fixes his life so that he is able to project, so that where he is going to dig, where he is going to throw that light, there he sees clarity. He sees with clarity. That is the whole point. Now you understand the essence of this. Along with that Kashyapa Sutra, the 10th Sutra, you can also see the 10th Sutra also gives us the intuitive part of our brain. What does it say? Hetuhu jayatvam dukkha hetuhu. So when you compare that with this intuitive part, how do you explain it?
ಜಯತ್ವಂ ದುಃಖ ಹೇತುನ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಸನ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
Yeah, apply only. Correct.
We have to apply it. So when we apply it, we know how to handle every situation.
Right.
And we'll know also that there is no dukkha or sukha.
Right.
There is only Ananda and Paramananda.
Right.
Which we have now only heard. So we will know that only in that state of equilibrium, first of all, we get intuition.
Correct.
And when we are in that state of intuiting, there is no dukkha, there is no problem. Because
Right.
Guruji had once told long back,
Right.
before the problem arrives, the solution will come to you first.
Exactly.
So that is what Guruji had told.
Yeah, that means what?
That means there is no problem.
No,
That means there is intuition only. Through intuition only. The solution will come through intuition only.
Right.
And what Guruji also told is that we'll logically or illogically we'll try to say, okay, this is the route. If this happens, I have to go like this. If it happens, like this. So plan A, plan B and all we'll be thinking.
Right.
But when we are intuiting,
Right.
there is a
There's
tangential
no question
route.
of plan A, plan B, plan Z up to plan Z.
Nothing is there.
Nothing will come to use.
There's a tangential route.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Guruji told, you don't even have to go by road. Right
Yeah.
now we'll be thinking like this, road.
Yeah.
But Guruji said that, mother, when you're intuiting, will just lift you and put you in another situation
Correct.
in such a way that you will not even, this whole thing is not there. So
Right.
you don't have to face the battle at all.
Right.
You're already away from the battlefield into another
Correct.
place. So that is how intuition works.
Right.
So intuition works through ideas.
Right.
In Kannada, Guruji says, ಹೊಳಪು
Yeah.
ಬರಬೇಕು.
Correct.
ಸೊ ಅದು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಯಾದೇವಿ ಸರ್ವಭೂತೇಶು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ರೂಪೇಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥಿತ.
Correct.
ಸೊ ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿ, ಶಿ ಈಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ.
Right.
ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಭ್ರಾಂತಿ ಮೋಡ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಮೋಡ್.
Right.
ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗುರುಜಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಟುಡೇ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಇಂಟ್ಯೂಟಿವ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯೆಟ್ ದೇರ್.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Maya, Bhranti, all these things we are in that mode. From there we have to move to the Buddhi mode.
Correct.
So that is when we are actually using Buddhi. Now we think we are using our intellect.
Yeah, no, you are using the crooked part.
We are using the, Guruji calls it perverted intelligence.
Exactly.
So we are
no,
using
you
the,
now I have stopped telling that also.
now you stop.
You are only looking at the perverted part.
Not even intelligence.
Yeah. There is even earlier days I used to call it as crooked intelligence. Now you have passed that sense of crookedness also. You have gone into that Kutantra stage, and another week will come. You have passed that stage also. Now you understand what is intuitive part of yourself, what is that Kutantra Sanchu part of you.
The Kutantra Sanchu part will always be self-destructive and destructive for others also. Whereas
How do you know
intuitive
others?
is...
He himself or she herself will think, that is the most solvable part in the brain.
until we know the intuitive part, we
Yeah.
won't know.
Mm.
So with sadhana only,
Yeah.
hard work like Guruji said, and good cultural background,
Correct.
spiritual background,
Yeah.
and scriptural teachings,
Right.
all these things will actually
Yeah.
help us in developing intuition.
See, you don't know what kind of an influence your parents have made you. What is that inscription what your parents have done to you? Whether you are spiritually inscribed or whether you are technically inscribed or whether crooked intelligence has been inscribed by your parents. What is the kind of a background you have? What is the kind of a background your parents have had? I am comparing an apple to an apple. Each one of our father and each one of our mother, right from our grandfather, aunt, and everybody, most of us are generally good. Some of us may be bad or may have been bad at certain instances only. So, what is the kind of a badness? What is the kind of a goodness? The sum total of their badness and their goodness, of our own badness about our own goodness, is all inscribed, as taken as the kind of a samskara and samskruti. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತು, ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ನೋ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಥರ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಕೆಟ್ಟದಿದ್ದರೆ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ, ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಪವರು ಅನ್ನೋದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ವಿಕರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಬೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಅವರ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಆರ್ ಗುಡ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ದಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಬೀನ್ ವಿಪ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ our own spiritual culture depends. In what way? It depends on that intuitive part of us. The intuitive part of ourselves is more predominantly understood only in the brain, not by our being. Or it may be partially understood by us in our psyche. ನಾನು ಬಿಡಿಸಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೌ ಮಚ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಯು ನೋ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗಾಡ್ ನೋಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸನ್ನಿವೇಶಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ, ನಮ್ಮಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪಂದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎರ್ಡ್ in their judgment, they have erred in their statements, they have erred in their calculation, in their judgment. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಥರ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿನೂ ಅದೇ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ತಾಯಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರ ತಾಯಿ. ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಮದರ್, ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮದರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ನಾವು ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ರೆಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬೆಟರು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕ್ಲೀನಾಗಿರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಕೀಪ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ಸೊ ದ ಮೋರ್ ವಿ ರಿಪೆಂಟ್, the more we repent, the more we progress. The lesser we repent, the lesser we regress.
For more satsangs from Sri Sri Nimishananda Guruji, subscribe to this channel. Click the bell button below to get notifications. Like and share the video and spread the divine message.